The next thing that my thumb being low like that is going to do is going to cause problems with the setup for him. He's going to have to make some adjustments because it'll be an illegal grip. And the third thing is it's going to create space. Okay? Space here. What a good top roller wants is he wants to pull into your fingers. He wants to reach your fingers so he can attack your wrist, make your wrist bend back. By coming low, having your angle high, and creating this big space, it's going to take that much time before you can even find your fingers. Hopefully by then, you'll have time to get your bend in. So I come low, okay, and I'm threatening inside to find his bicep. I'm always going to think the angle from my shoulder to my hands is cutting into his arm, okay? Right now this is not good, right? He's cutting into my arm if you draw a line, okay? Right there we're about even, okay? Now I always want it to be here, okay? I always want to threaten, I want to be table boss. I want to control that center so that he cannot properly pull inside, okay? I'm trying to make it so he has to run from me. Because like I said earlier, you cannot pull inside when your arms separate from your body. You can pull outside, it's great, okay? But if I'm out here, me coming in is a bad news story every time, especially if the other guy's all up on top of it. It's going to be terrible. So, okay, so I'm coming in, thumb is low, angle's high, thinking about that angle, right? Here I am, okay? Good. See how low I am? Okay? See how much space I have? Now what's going on right here is, see the thumb knuckles? Okay? It's an illegal grip. It's an illegal grip, right? So he has to make an adjustment. And the adjustment that he has to make is he either has to come inside against me, that means he has to start committing his body, or he has to start doing a low hand top roll, which is really what I want him to do. Because that will help me find his bicep even more. Right? Come in, low thumb, high angle. Push off a little bit, control the center of the table. Okay? Take my grip. Space. Space here. Lots of space. Right? Now there's going to be a negotiation piece. Right? Negotiation piece is him having, the referee's going to tell him to see your knuckle. Okay, as he is dropping or whatever he's doing, I'm keeping my high angle, supinate, do that regrip that we were working on, right? And I'm going to regrip up his hand while he is dropping. What this is doing is it's giving me an awesome grip. The whole time I'm keeping that cup right there. That's space. That's space. Okay? Low, push. Okay? He's got it still there. See that? As he grabs a little bit, I just climb higher up his hand. And what ends up happening is he ends up having to do a low move. You are making him run away from you. The lead in this kind of arm wrestling is flexion. Okay? The lead is bending that wrist. Right? And hopefully, you've got it set up that he's going to be going away like this, okay? And you are just going to turn him. Once you turn him, everything is great. You bend your wrist, he may start to overtax you. He may start to turn your wrist depending on how strong he is. You have choices. You have to give things up as well, right? Like you're not going to be able, you may just crush him, but if it's a close match, and that's what you're training for, close matches, is he may start to bring you over even in this counter. You can give up angle in many different ways, right? He may make you give up this a little bit so you're not like as on it as you'd like. What you don't want to do is you don't want to end up in a defensive hook, right? Because then he may be overcommitted and getting on your bicep. Okay? You want to keep that commitment. So the way you do it is as he starts to turn you, okay, you'll fall behind with your shoulder and block. Okay? Right? So that is inside commitment arm wrestling. Okay? All right? Because this is better than this. Okay? Right? These angles, when you talk about angles of value, okay, it goes from most important to least important. All right? So if you want to give something up, I'd always prefer to give something up in my shoulder or my elbow before I give something up in my wrist. Okay? So by giving something up with my body angle, way better than giving up my pronation. Right? So instead of being like this and keeping my body angle, I'll give this up. Right? Right? It's the same effect on the hand. Right? So again, I recognize that I'm not going to top roll this dude. As soon as I grip up and try and run or whatever, he's not having it, and I just know from our past matchups or whatever, this guy, he's got a mega hand, mega top roller. I want to force it inside. Right? High angle. Keep your high angle. Thumb low, angle high, threaten this way. Threaten this way. Right? Balanced by adjusting with the flexion and connection. Right? Okay? There we go. On the don't, and you can change your stance as well. Okay? Change your stance to almost, you can do foot propped. Okay? It's more drive this way. Or you can just generally just center more this way as opposed to more of an open stance. So as you get behind it, your only thought is hopefully you have him so he's not really coming this way. Hopefully you have him, and this is the reason why you do this move, is because he's too heavy on his bicep. He's too heavy on back pressure. If don't move, ready, go, boom, you had that control. And then from here, you can basically do whatever you want. We'll get into that a little bit later. But that's really, I think, the best way to set up inside style arm wrestling. Okay? You're not going to be leading with any kind of pronation. Leading with flexion. You want to mess around with that for a bit?
Yeah.
You guys got any questions?